Good morning, guys and girls. I hope you had a lovely evening. Good luck to all you guys there living close to the Vaal River. We are thinking of you guys. Sun actually came out, guys. We had a downpour here that was something ridiculous. So, thank goodness I can actually start working here. I just wanted to give the paint sufficient time to dry. So, that's my own vehicle. So that is, I still have to finish that bonnet, guys. That bonnet latch, I must pull my finger. Hopefully today I can do that. So guys, here we found a fault on this specific one. I did send the customer message, so I'm just waiting for approval. So I can't believe how these guys, so I don't know exactly what the concern was, but it did have a non-starting concern. So they did remove the immobilizers. Alright guys, they didn't leave the wiring like this. I obviously removed everything to double check. But yeah, so they did that. And then afterwards, the vehicle now, after it didn't want to start, they removed the immobilizer. Then it started having an intermittent starting concern. So they took it back to another electrician, and that guy also removed a second immobilizer, which a customer also wasn't aware of. So I still want to actually go through this. It does feel like there's solder on, but I'm just going to go through everything. I'm just waiting for the problem. But here is our concern. This is, look at this. Look how they leave wires openly probed. I'm going to fix that mess. So here is the problem. Relay 30. As you can see, it's sitting very, very loose inside here. So with all the years, let's get this one in. Everything vibrates. So this relay 30, it does have several pins. And I did bend the pins the other day just to see if it's a contact problem. But I suspect there's a problem inside the fuse box. So we're going to have to remove the fuse box, remove the wiring. And obviously I'm just going to put a new relay. I don't know if there's something wrong in here, but there's definitely a connection fault at the back. So yeah, this customer spent a lot of money, and this is going to cost also a lot of money to do, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this a little bit better, make it look nicer, but I'm going to fix it first time, right? I think this is just hasty work. Yeah, the car's starting, let it go. Let's take the next one, guys. That's why always I don't take in more than I can chew. Sometimes there are more vehicles here than I can handle, and then, but that's where communication comes in. If I want to start that vehicle, I'm going to start it, I'm going to finish, I'm going to do that. First now I need approval from the customer before I spend any money. Very nice vehicles, these old Polos. It's just sad how the dash cracks and the old age, but very reliable vehicles. This has got an MP7 fuel injection. The Velocities, Golfies and that stuff. Afterwards they had the MP9, which I think is a more superior management system. But anyway, who cares? These things are dying out. So yeah, a little small thing like that. I think the big problem was anyway that fuse box, and these guys, they just gunned for it. So yeah, very, very disappointed with the people, because I have referred it to one of the persons. So yeah, I'm not happy with that, but I will discuss it with that guy. That's why, guys, if your mechanic ever refers you to someone, please, he's not the one doing the job. He does get good service from the guys, but they can also stuff up. So don't hate your mechanic for that, okay? We can only try. So this one, new referral. This guy still stays my favorite. Ford EcoSport diesel. If you ever buy an EcoSport, please, guys, if you can afford it, do the diesel. Much better fuel economy, very reliable, cheap to maintain, especially in its class. Nothing can compare with it. So this one has got some knocking noises. I'm gonna check the knocking noises. They did replace the shocks, they did replace the cam belt, They have serviced it, so the customer has spent some money, but he did get my number from another guy that was here on Saturday, which I quickly helped. I didn't make a video about that. And that guy was very happy with my service, and he referred this gentleman to me. So this guy, obvious thing, guys, the boot didn't want to open, so now it opens. Too beautifully. Guys, you must sponsor me that English airtime. So this is the common cause. It's this solenoid. It doesn't pull. So even if you give it power, that thing doesn't even move. So that thing is damaged. All right. So I'm gonna go for the customer. Obviously, I'm gonna look for as many possible faults as possible, because that's how I make my money. So guys, excuse the mess with this rain, everything. I'm just trying to clean up here. So this engine is beautiful. It's got like 172,000 Ks on the clock. Guys, these engines last and last. Put proper oil, service it properly every 15,000 Ks, guys. Good proper diesel if you can. This is a champion. I really love this little thing. One day I'm gonna buy one, guys. One day when I'm rich, one day when my TikToks takes off and my YouTube channel and all that stuff. But yeah, for that I need to work harder. So they didn't put the shock mountings. Now we've got a knocking noise, so I'm just gonna go through all suspension. So yeah, I'm giving a quote for that as well. But otherwise I don't see too many faults on this. So our lovely little EcoBoost. So for the guys following me here regarding this one, guys, I nearly had a heart attack yesterday, and you see, I should have done my due diligence beforehand, before contacting the customer, because you must understand, guys, the vehicles that come in through that gate are on their last limbs. For me, this is new vehicles, 2015, 16 vehicles. These are new. So what they did is, what I think is very stupid, okay, but it works. And I'm not the engineer. I just put a beer on the engineer. So that's my little personal grappy. So on this one, this is like an oil cooler. I don't understand why they went this route. Okay, so I'm going to do more research. So the oil being in there is normal. It's supposed to be like that. So this thing has got like a little radiator, so it's a heat exchanger. So the oil is coming through the intake. It exchanged the heat from the oil to the coolant through this. So, guys, if you know a little bit about your stoichiometric ratio is your ratio for optimum atomization of the fuel. That's usually lambda 1 on your oxygen sensor. That's optimum. So the optimum for good combustion is 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel. And the colder the air, the more fuel you can add, because the heat limits the amount of oxygen. So if it's running too rich, yeah, it's going to use a lot of fuel, and it's going to it's overfueling, okay, but you can get power out of that. But if you add more cooler air, the cooler the air going in, the more oxygen it can hold, the better, so you can run a little bit leaner. So I don't understand, why would you want to heat the air going in? You're going to limit the amount of heat. Look, this little thing goes, this is this 1500 engines are, whoa, they are strong. But I'm thinking the guys with the Fiesta STs and stuff like that with this, I believe you can get an aftermarket intake. Yes, see, this my car, I think I would have done it. But guys, to remove this intake, I'm going to have to either remove the engine or the whole nose. So, but in this case, it was a false alarm, guys. It's supposed to be like that. It works. I'm not saying anything. But I have not yet managed to remove that starter bolts, guys. I think I'm going to have to buy myself a 13 ratchet spanner. I've got one ratchet spanner. Guys, I don't buy tools from Timo. I have my King Tony. I really love King Tony. Got some Microtech for the fine splines and that stuff. But I said, you know what the heck, man, this is so cheap. Let me buy a set ratchet spanners. I want to see if I'm ever going to use them. I've never used them before. And I didn't read very well, so I only got the 10 spanner. So if you buy things on Temu, just make sure you know what you're paying for. But they did send me that 10 spanner, and I must say I'm finding it. I really need that thing. I really do. So, but I'm not gonna order from Temu again. I'll just get something better. Hopefully, I can. I don't know where I'm gonna hang this. I must rearrange. I need some leave to rearrange. I've got some spanners that has broken out, and I have ordered like these blind sockets, everything here, guys. Ugh, wrong tool. Like these, all of them, they just break. Obviously, my tools work way harder than the hobbyists. This is a good brand. This is something cheap I bought from AutoZone Tomahawk, and I must say I'm very, very impressed with the durability of that. These sockets, actually, they can take some punishment. So don't throw Tomahawk away. I think Tomahawk is the next King Tony. That is a brilliant spanners. So anyway, guys, so on this one, let me just get to the point, because I think I lost 99% of you by this time now. So they did argue with me. I did tell them, listen guys, this water pump doesn't look right. So I got it out, and as you can see, it is not right. So that one is way smaller. That hole's, it's much bigger here than there. So guys, these salesmen, they will tell you, no, it's good for that, guys. Some common sense. I took it because I don't have a problem returning it. As you can see, here's where the tensioner bolts on. This is very close to the normal standard Ford Fiesta, but Ford had to think they are very funny and just change the front. Why Ford? Why are you making my life hell? If I go dig there in my scrap bin, I'm telling you now, a Ford Figo, I'm telling you now, that gasket looks very close to a Figo. This looks Figo. So I can bet you if I put a Ford Figo there. But then my pulleys, you know. So now I have a suspicion I'm just going to get this from Ford. So I'm fixing that, guys. But anyway, for those of you close to the rivers, guys, if they told you to move, please, guys, move. Your life is worth more than any property you own. Stay well. Look after yourself. God bless you all. And then I will see you tomorrow.